Hi, this is Chris. Today I'm going to make just a little notebook journal, something that I like to write in, or small notebooks and small journals. If I'm watching a gardening show and they have some tips for something, then I like to jot down what those tips are. And I got this in the mail. It's advertising flyer for a casino in the city. So what I want to do is I want to give this a little bit of a gusset so that it can hold a little more paper. And I'm going to put paper here and I'm going to put paper here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw just a small gusset. It's kind of a thick stock for an advertisement. All right, that was a little bit hard. So now this one comes in, there's still some room between that and the gusset, but I'm going to put a little gusset on this side also. So now the cover is a little bit too long, and so I will trim that off. I think I'd like to trim it a little bit short so that I can see both the inside cover. So I think I'm going to trim off just a little shy of a 1/4 inch. Alright, now I get to decorate. So I'm going to decorate the cover, or at least cover the cover, before I put in my pages. And there's a little bit of adhesive on here where they had it stuck through in the mail. I'm going to be covering the adhesive, but I didn't want it to have kind of a bulky, gooey. I didn't want it to leave any bulk there. Alright, so now I'm going to choose some papers. I got this cardstock tablet from my neighbor, and it belonged to her mother-in-law. I don't see a date on it. It's color box. It's called Primary Geometric for scrapbooking. But it's got some really pretty colors in it. I prefer blues and greens, so we'll see what we have with that. There are some marks on it here and there. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. That's a good choice. That was a little too short for going that way. I kind of like this way here. I'll take this one and go back into the blues. I like this one. So because this doesn't fit, I'll have to cut the paper this way. But let me see first. I'm going to be using 8.5 by 11 paper. So this is 9. So I could cut off 1/4 inch from the top and the bottom. And this paper is just under 8.5 inches. Why would they do that? That's bizarre. I'm going to cut off 3/8 of an inch. I want the book just a little bit longer than the papers I'm going to put in it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 5/8. Let's see if I can do this. Flatten it out. Close enough for government work. Could leave a little bit of the edge around it. Okay, I went and cut these on my guillotine cutter at 5 3/8 wide, and they're just under 8.5 inches tall. So let's see what we have here. I love this one. Love that one. And I was able to cut this one to go in this direction. That's what I liked. 2 of those, and 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. One's a little bit narrower. And I need 6. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I need to pick a cover. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. Now I'm going to use art glitter glue, but sometimes art glitter glue can peel off of a glossy magazine, but this isn't too glossy. This is semi-gloss, so we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll use something else. If it starts to come up on the corners or the edges, it's just a junky notebook, so I can fix it after that. Well, I just walked up to the mailbox because I had ordered some Oohoo glue, and it was supposed to come today. And I forgot about it, and then I remembered it. And so I walked up there. It's 1/10 of a mile to my mailbox. So it's 1/5 of a mile round trip. It might be a little bit soft because it's a warm day, and I don't know how long it's been sitting in my mailbox. But I'm just going to start on one edge. It's pretty goopy. Okay. By the way, this is a little bowl squeegee or a pan squeegee that I found in the kitchen department at Walmart a few years ago. And it's really firm, so it's really good for squeegeeing down your paper when you're gluing it. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a while, and I'm going to put something heavy on top so it dries flat. While this dries flat under the weight of these old magazines, I'm going to start looking for some papers. So I don't think I want anything fancy like tissues and stuff, or origami papers, or cardstock. I want something that I can write on. I could put a few of these in here. That's from an old coloring book journal. It's from an old journal. Some of these. From the inside of an atlas, the inside cover. Here's some copy paper. It's too thick. It's too thick. Here's some letterhead. In there. Sometimes the tea-dyed paper is hard to write on. There's some tracing paper, I think. I store these papers in a mailer, and then the mailer fits in one of those plastic bins that's also a hanging file folder. And so I put P for plain paper. In this book I have L for lined paper. So here's some old notebook paper from 1968. If I put it in the book, it'll be vertical. One. Here's some graph paper. I think I'll take one of those because I don't have very many of them. Here's some ledger papers. I don't think, that's weird. It's kind of has a glossy surface to it, but I don't think I want that in this particular notebook. And I think I'll put in some envelopes in case I want to tuck something in that is of interest. That says dill on it. I must have used it to save some dill seeds. Okay, so let's see how these are going to fit. I have some more papers from a bin that I have next to my desk where I stick in papers that I didn't use on a project instead of putting them away like I should have. So I have more of this graph paper. I like using graph paper. This came out of one of those theme books. Then I have some printer paper that I stuck in here. Been folded for something else. I'm going to use it up. This was some computer paper that was my mother's. This is printed paper. You can get this on Amazon in a bundle of assorted designs. If I can find it, I'll put a link for it, but I think it's pretty cool. They did a good job on this paper. And then this is a piece of light blue parchment paper. Lightweight. And then I have some misprints. This was a digital that I accidentally printed out on my laser printer instead of my color printer. This is another piece of stationery from my mother's drawer. Computer stationery. These are some misprints from some digitals. As you can see, I ran out of magenta. So I might cut some elements from this and use it in there. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so let's see what we have and if we can make 2 signatures out of this. I think we probably have more than enough. Okay, I've sorted it into plain paper and lined paper and graph paper and then image paper. So, I think I'm going to start with the plain paper, but what do I want on the first page of my signature? This doesn't really go with those colors. It kind of goes with this a little bit. I think this goes with that. And maybe this. I think I'll do that. Okay. Now for the other cover, I think I'll use this. To go this way. So now I'm just going to pick papers and start sorting them onto my 2 signatures. Okay, I have to do some trimming. It might be a little bit bulky. I'll have to check it again after I've trimmed everything and that everything is fitting. I think it's going to be too bulky because I can see already that the papers are getting spread out this way, the crease, and there won't be enough spine to pull that crease in tight. All right. So I will start trimming these papers. I think I will be trimming them on my guillotine. And I will be trimming them, I think, to 5 1/4 inches wide. I'll be right back. Okay, I cleaned up my desk a little bit. I trimmed these 5 1/4. This one I need to trim the top off of it. We'll see how they fit. They fit good because now the book can wrap around it. And this one will go in here. So I think that's good. I like that. Now this one I didn't trim because it's a coloring page with design elements on it. And so I thought about folding it in, but I don't want to fiddle with that when I'm using the book, so I don't know what I'll do. I might save it to use as embellishments with these others up here. Okay, so now I need to trim some of these that are too tall. And I'm not going to be exact because none of the pages are the same height anyways. I think I'll trim this one. It's too raggedy. And this I think I'll trim because I think this is going to bother me when I use the book. Okay, now I need to decide if that's really the first page I want. Or maybe I want this one. Or maybe I want this one. I think it's going to be too thick for what I want, so I'm going to take out pages that are bulky because they've been soaked in water. So I'm taking these out. They're hard to write on anyways. I think I said that before. Alright, those are my signatures. Now I'm going to check my things. I see that this one's starting to pop up, and I'm going to use the art glitter glue around the edges. Okay, I have glued around all the edges. I was thinking of putting washi tape over this, but washi tape doesn't always stick. Sometimes it starts to peel up and get weird, and I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I could put some distress ink around the edges, but this is just a junky notebook. It's not supposed to be anything fancy. So I'm going to center my pages, the ones that are not full size. I'm going to alternate them between the top and the bottom because I'm going to use a 3-hole stitch, 1, 2, 3, And I want to be sure at least 2 stitches are on each signature, holding it in. I'm going to cut that one off. Now I don't know where my pokey tool is. Well, I couldn't find my awl, but I found this. It's a bead reamer. It's very sharp and it's a file, and that's going to work perfectly well. So, we will start like this. To get some clips, which I keep in here. Somewhere in the middle. I think I want to see where my file is coming out at. Okay, can you see it? It's right there. Now I want to aim that point for the middle of that little gusset that we made at the very beginning. There it goes. Do that down here about 3/4 of an inch up, or however you feel like you want to do it. All right, now which needle should I use? How about the one that fits through the hole I made? That one fits. Now, what kind of string do I want? I don't think I want thread. I think I'll try this wax thread. So I want to go 1, 2, 3, and a bit. Okay, I want to make this one longer. And I want to go through the middle and not split my thread. All right. So now we want to give everything a little tug, not too much because you can actually split the paper right here where the hole is. Give it a little bit of tug. Pull it through. Be sure it's on either side of the long thread. And give it a little square knot. With this wax thread, that wax will just melt into each other and lock that. I don't think I want any danglies on here, but you could put some little danglies on there if you wanted. All right. There is our first signature. Let's get that off of there. 1, 2, 3. I'm just checking that everything's right side up. I don't think any of these pages are really one way or the other. So again, we'll center them. Okay, I have to cut this one. That one at the top, that one at the bottom. I'm going to switch that because I think on this one the envelope was at the top, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to put the envelope at the bottom. Same thing, center that on the spine. Center it top to bottom. It's pretty close in this book. I'm going to turn this around for ease of use. Oh, I need to do it this way so I can see what I'm doing. Something's going on. All right. My computer got tired of listening to me. So here's our book. We can make some pockets on the covers. So we could make a pocket right here. 2 pieces. A pocket right here. I want to keep this, I don't know if you can see it, and get rid of my stuff. I want to keep this darker edge here down at the bottom. So I'll just trim this up. Get my sewing back. Don't know what happened to my awl. And then I don't want it too big, maybe about this big. Maybe about this big. I don't think it's square. Is it square? Like that. And then I like to put scraps in there to make sure the pocket isn't too tight for whatever I want to stick in there. All right. Now, see, we had some other scraps. Here's a scrap. Alright, now we can put some pockets back here. Now I can stick things in here and stick things in here like that. Maybe you can see it better if I do it this way. Stick things in here and stick things in there like that. Stick things in here. And stick things in there. All right, one more thing. We need a closure. I like a closure on my journals, notebooks, whatever they are. Especially if they start getting things in them. Okay, I have some elastic. I'm going to use this off-white one. And give myself room. I want it tight, but I also want to give myself room to tie it. So I'm going to make it like that. But so I don't lose it, I'm going to tuck it around this stitching here. I'm going to go down from the front, and I'm going to go up from the back. Then I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to pull it out. I have glue on my fingers. And do like that. Trim off. I probably could have tied that inside. Trim those off. And now I can decorate the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, it's not done. I can do more on it. Someday when I just want to fool around, or I find a piece of scrap that I think would look good in here. And so there's the first notebook. It's got 2 pockets. One here and one here. And this little picture of a garden with a birdhouse and some birds and some morning glories and some daisies and all kinds of things, and all kinds of room to take notes and jot down plants I might like to try that I see somebody else working with. I could put pictures in here if I wanted. I do have a garden journal, so I probably wouldn't put pictures in here because I put pictures in my garden journal. And the envelope where we can save stuff. And then the second part of the journal. Now this could either be used like this, or you could turn it around and use it like this, like a flip book. I don't think there's anything in here that's right side or upside down. I mean, it's pretty generic, except for this pocket at the back. But I will be using it like this. You can use yours however you like. And so we've got these 2 pockets here. And more graph paper and more writing paper and another envelope and more pockets in the back. Thanks for watching and have a great day crafting. Bye-bye.